Your unique story, our global audience. Global One Media.
Welcome, everyone, to our Stocks to Watch series, where we bring you exciting, informative, and innovative stories from company executives globally. I'm Ashley Berry, and we are thrilled you're joining us. We're also thrilled to be welcoming Archie Nesbitt, President and CEO of Marksmen Energy. The company engages in the exploration, development, and production of petroleum and natural gas in Ohio. They're listed on the TSXV as MAH and the OTCQB as MKSEF. Archie, it's always great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me again, Ashley.
Absolutely. So Marksmen Energy is a renowned company operating in a significant region of Ohio, a place, as we've spoken, I know very well. Perhaps you can share the company's journey in Pickaway County specifically and provide insights into the exploration landscape there.
It's really a unique opportunity for us to come into Ohio with the only public company in conventional drilling. So we have access to capital, and we have 8,000 or 9,000 families that really control the oil and gas rights, which are all privately owned. They're not government owned. So the private property owners own the rights, and therefore you negotiate directly and get the rights to drill. So Ohio for us was a very unique opportunity because the world's largest oil field was there. There wasn't any new technology really being used. People couldn't afford to use it. And we came down to Ohio with a recommendation from a very senior engineer that had worked there and said, you guys should really get involved. And we did. And we put the team together 6 years ago and started looking and evaluating and doing our due diligence. And we looked at Pickaway County first, yes, because it was very unique, very wide open, no 3D seismic anywhere, no real new technology exploited, and a lot of wildcat wells that were quite good. And in two areas, 2 exceptional oil fields were found just by drilling wildcat wells. So we said, here's a chance for us to do some 3D seismic, find more oil fields, and build this company. And that's just what we did. And so we've been very successful with that. We exploited that, and we've gone through some ups and downs in the oil price and the oil market, and some issues that people don't like with green oil, maybe, or the best oil in the world, WTI pricing oil, and 42 API light oil. But we really did very well and found 3-4 oil fields in Ohio, in Pickaway County. And that's got us our start, and that's got us here.
And as you mentioned, that success tied to the people's performance at all levels, and your Ohio-based team of engineers and geologists are certainly quite accomplished, Archie. Can you tell us about the dedicated team behind Marksmen Energy and how they're actually driving the company's mission forward every day?
That's so true, Ashley. In the last 2-3 years, we put together what is absolutely an exceptional team. I mean, we have 3 scientists, geologists, engineers that have master's degrees, and they have experience and they have success. And our geophysicist has found one half the oil reserves in the key formation we're looking for in some of these areas of Ohio, like Pickaway County. So he's in the Hall of Fame, and he's a very senior but very active geophysicist, and he leads our team. So today, with that new team in place and the new projects that they've developed internally by themselves that are available exclusively to Marksmen, we're going to launch this company.
Wow, really sounds like a powerful group of people working. Marksmen Energy, of course, utilizes cutting-edge exploration technology, which really sets it apart from competitors. Perhaps you can elaborate on the value that specific approach brings, and of course, feel free to add any anecdotal examples and why this method is considered optimal for exploration in Ohio specifically.
Well, if you looked at Ohio 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you could put Ohio and the oil fields on the map and the wells, and it was people throwing darts at the wall. No technology, wildcat drilling. You drilled and you got an oil well, or you drilled and you didn't get an oil well. So if you didn't get an oil well, you stopped going in that direction. And there were a lot of drilling rigs in Ohio, and a lot of guys drilling, and a lot of families still in the industry, but they have no capital. And so you need money, and you need capital up front to really build an oil company. And, we have utilized this 3D seismic that we introduced to Ohio, to parts of Ohio. And now we're sitting with a portfolio of projects where there's 40 square miles of 3D seismic. That would have a cost of slightly under $10 million for someone to go out over 2 years, probably, to put the land together, the rights together, do the seismic, and interpret that seismic and outline the oil field. So Marksmen's utilized that to set out tens of oil fields that we now can drill, that we have with 3D seismic. And with the 3D seismic, you say, okay, we're going to drill right here on this very spot. You survey in the spot, and you're going to drill into the thickest, richest part of the oil field. You're not going to miss the oil field. You're going to drill in the very best part with your first well, and then you drill that oil field off with wells that may not be as good, but you exploit the oil field and produce that oil field, and then maybe use secondary recovery down the road 20 years to continue to build that oil field. But it's expensive, but it's precise and so accurate.
I really think it's fascinating that you mention dating back 10 years and talking about the strides you've made now. So my familiarity with Ohio does date back 10 years, and nobody was talking about it and I've been in and out of Pickaway County. And so what you've done recently is really phenomenal. And I would have to imagine really significant economically for the community there. Archie, any other distinctive strengths that position Marksmen Energy uniquely in the oil market?
We have presented our story already to people in the financial community, mainly in the United States and in the main financial centers. And without a doubt, everyone comes back and says, you have an unbelievably unique story that we don't ever see. You're US, you're Ohio, you're public. We just don't see that. The opportunities you've got, the team you've got. Our board is some of our board members have been creating public companies and shareholder value for 30 years. Senior guys on the board, everybody with money invested. We're shareholders. We think like shareholders. We don't think like people that want jobs and only want perks and salaries. We think as our investors do. We think of shareholders and creating shareholder value. So it is such a unique story to put everything together. The special projects, exceptional projects, the exceptional team, and the experience and success of the people behind the company. Now with oil where it is at $80 and one of the greatest commodities there is today as far as performance, and we know it's going higher. So it's a very unique situation for people to look at.
Excellent points. And, with that energy and enthusiasm you have for the company, for your mission, for your vision, why now, Archie? How would you convince somebody to get interested in Marksmen Energy? What would you say to shareholders, potential shareholders as well?
Well, I think we have to accept the fact that fossil fuels are going to be around for a long time. And our oil is used in specialty products, cell phone plastic, computer plastic, hospital equipment plastic. This is not oil that might be used for roads or pavement or something. This is specialty oil, and we get WTI pricing at our tanks. It is so valuable that the refineries compete for the oil and come to your wells to collect it. So there's no cost for us once it's in our tanks. It's at $80 now, 84, and it's going higher. It has to. There's less drill rigs out drilling. We've cherry picked our best oil reserves. All these basins that we've discovered, they drill the best wells first. So they've cherry picked. So we're going to reduce our production. There's more restriction. Oil production is going down, and the world is growing and growing and growing and growing in people and demand for developing countries. So the price of oil is expected by some to explode to $300. So we need to position ourselves, and we've got the team, we've got the projects, we've got the company, we're ready to go. We got the commodity, the right commodity. And so it's a very unique story for people to look at today, to get in today before we start drilling, before we announce discoveries, before the price goes up, before we list on a real stock exchange in the United States like NASDAQ. And that's the plan. We've just got our DTC registration this month. So investors in the US can buy it online, even though it's listed on Toronto, but they can also trade it through the OTC. So we're doing everything we can to position people to give them the opportunity to invest in this company, and eventually we'll list it. So last year we started with you guys, and we started our IR PR program, and we're continuing with that. We're going to get more aggressive with that. We're going to tell our story and get our story out by doing more of that work and presenting this unique story across the investment community here in the next couple of months as we sort of launch within the next weeks. So in the next few weeks, we'll launch, we'll get our program underway, we'll get our story out and continue with our IR and PR work. And, last year we had a little bit of a news as we started putting things together, and our stock went up 350%. And so we believe that this year it's destined to do that again, and we hope for more. And so it's really an opportune time for people to look at this commodity, believe in this commodity, believe in the country, and this unique opportunity.
Best of luck to you, Archie. You are a fantastic ambassador for Marksmen Energy. Also, I would say that I think it's very, very encouraging that you're working to get on NASDAQ. Archie Nesbitt, President and CEO at Marksmen Energy, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your important story here on Stocks to Watch with Global One Media. We look forward to additional updates.
We'll be back. And thanks, Ashley. Thank you very much.